you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And again, the closer that is to your mouth, the better I'll be able to hear you throughout the flight.
It's fine now?
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Well, let's go ahead and do our pre-takeoff checklist here while we're letting this thing kind of warm up a little bit. I flew it this morning at 11, so it should still somewhat be warm. So go ahead and grab the stick. We're going to use the word cigar, C-I-G-A-R, as an acronym, so every letter means something. C means controls, and so what I would like you to do is move that stick left and right, front to back, just like this, and we're checking for the movement of the controls. Make sure everything works. That aileron should be down, that one should be up, and vice versa. Very nice, it's working okay. Bring the stick all the way back to your lap. We'll check the elevator back behind us. Looks like that's working okay. And then check your rudder pedals. Does that work okay? Does that feel okay?
I'm not able to see it.
If you look here,
oh yeah,
if you move, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
And left.
Perfect. We'll call that good. Okay. I don't know if you remember, about 3 months ago, there was a Gulfstream jet crash up in Connecticut. And you know, the reason why that crashed was because they were on takeoff and the controls were locked. And so they got ready to take off, and then they couldn't, and then they were going too fast. They went off the end of the runway. So they did not use a checklist. So that's why we always use a checklist. I is for instruments. Your altimeter, I can look over your left shoulder. It's not quite on 800. Move that little black knob until the needle is right on 8. There you go. So again, we're 800 feet above sea level. Airspeed's at 0. Looks like that little ball is just about right in the middle. Looks like it's out to the left a little bit. The rest of the instruments basically are engine-driven instruments, and I'll take care of that for you today.
Right.
CIG gasoline, we have a little over 2 hours of fuel, so we're looking good there. Mixture is full rich, and the fuel is on, and that's the red on the left-hand side of the plane. A is accessories. Your elevator trim tab is fine. Don't worry about that. The last letter we have is R, and that's for run-up. And we're going to check the engine once we're out by the runway. And that's the magneto switch. So the next step we have is we're going to listen to the tower frequency, and it tells us everything about this airport that we need to know to take off and land here. So,
wind 180 at 5, visibility 10, 4,500 scattered, temperature 24, 2.11, altimeter 3021, visual approach in use, landing runway 17, advise on initial contact, you have hotel.
So they call it hotel. So for now, what I'd like you to do is just have your feet on the floorboards, not on the pedals, and you can keep a hold of the stick if you'd like, Lucian.
Okay.
I'm going to call our ground person now here. Kalamazoo Ground, Stearman 1, we're at the Air Zoo with hotel ready to taxi, runway 17 Foxtrot.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Ground, runway 17 Foxtrot, taxi via Bravo.
17 Foxtrot on Bravo, Stearman 1. So basically there's a little line that's right ahead of us, and once we cross this line, you'll see it right on the ground right now. We are now in controlled airspace, so anything we do, we have to ask permission from the tower there.
And Stearman 1, will you be going to the southwest to Schoolcraft?
We'll be going to the southeast.
Southeast.
So if you've ever seen those old World War II movies when the Mustangs and the Corsairs and Spitfires, they taxi out to the runway, they zigzag. Now you know why. Look straight ahead. Can't see anything. So we're going to steer it around on the ground by use of rudder pedal. So we go a little to the right, and then we hang our head out the left side. Back to the left, and then we hang our head out the right-hand side. It seems pretty simple, but if you look over here on the sides of the taxiway, you see these lights. So if we go too far, we're going to hit a light, and then we're going to rip the fabric on the wings. We're going to hit the propeller. So this is pretty critical. Yeah, pretty critical.
Yeah.
But next time when you come back, I'm going to have you do this taxi portion, because your next flight with me, I'm going to have you do the takeoff. Okay. And you can't be expected to do a takeoff if you can't taxi the thing.
Yeah.
And so the tower gave us permission to come down here and go right here where it says F. So we're going to go right in there and we'll stop. Our oil temp at this point is 30 degrees, so we're looking good there.
Chicago is 6344, runway 17, turn left heading 140, cleared for takeoff. Left turn to 140, cleared for takeoff, 17.
So what's happening now is if you look down here, that Embraer jet's going to take off. And so by law, we have to wait 3 minutes, exactly. And so we're just going to sit down here. And to be honest with you, it's a small price to pay, because if we got in their turbulence takeoff, it would down low to the ground and slow. It would not be good. I've actually got in turbulence of an airplane down low, and it about rolled the airplane about almost 90 degrees.
Wow.
So, and that was just a small airplane. Something like that would be much more. The worst airplane that you can fly behind is a Boeing 757.
Oh. Worse than 747?
They said the 747 is bad, but the 757 is worse, just because of the airfoil is different. So it puts out it looks like a tornado on the wingtips. And it'll take the airplane, it'll just, and if you're low to the ground, But you know what? We got plenty of time.
Okay. I'm not in a hurry.
I'm not in a hurry either. I can guarantee you one thing. That guy wishes he was you.
Yeah.
Because that's not fun to fly at all.
Oh, yeah.
The airplane doesn't really produce wingtip vortices until it flies. So like right now, that stuff's coming off the wings.
Yeah.
All the stuff in here, it wasn't producing lift. So there's no vortices in here, but the jet blast makes the air turbulent.
Chicago is 6344, contact departure, good day. Departure 6344, Stearman's pretty awesome, man. That's about takeoff.
Thank you, sir. That was the guy in the jet right there.
Yeah.
That's funny. I told you he would better be you than flying that. So I got him back. So what I'll do here is I'll check the engine. So just hold the stick. Actually, bring the stick back all the way to your lap. All the way there. There you go. Engine's fine. So let's see what we got. We got 2 more minutes to wait. So here's what we're going to do. So for takeoff, because of the brake situation, if you want to hold on to the stick, that's fine on takeoff. Just have your feet on the floor for me for takeoff, and once we get in the air, I'll have you come on the pedals with your feet.
Okay.
Just like before, anytime your feet are on the rudder pedals, you always want your heels on the floorboards.
Okay.
Because on the tops of the pedals are where the brakes are. And so at this point, I'm going to get off the brakes. I just held the brakes for the engine run up. We got about another minute to go here. And I'm monitoring the tower frequency, and it doesn't sound like there's anybody else inbound. So as soon as we call, we should be good to go. Now, when you fly your simulator, what kind of airplanes do you fly?
A little bit Cessna or, but I don't play, for probably 2-3 years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's okay. You still remember what. It's not hard to learn how to fly. Push the stick forward, you go down. Bring it back, you go up. So the only thing is that's why we do a lot of turns at first, because when you do turns, we have to use the stick and the rudder pedals and a little bit of the elevator. So it's almost like a coordination exercise, because we're doing a lot of things at one time. Let me call the tower. It's been about 2.5 minutes, and see if he'll let us go. Kalamazoo Tower, Stearman 1, we're ready to go when able at 17 Foxtrot.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Tower, runway 17 at Foxtrot. Caution wake turbulence from the departing E-145 jet. Runway 17, turn left heading 1, correction, C9 course, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Stearman 1. All right, so here's the thing. We're going to keep the stick right about here in neutral. That's where we want to kind of hold it right there. And so when you take off, you can't see anything over the nose of this thing. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking peripherally. So you'll see the line out here. Center line of the runway. This runway is 150 feet wide. So we look straight ahead and we focus on infinity, and when we do that, we can actually see where the runway ends and the grass begins. We're going to gently bring the power on in. That's full throttle, so we let this thing sit here and speed up, and the airplane, the tail comes off the ground first. Just gently bring the nose up a little bit, bring the stick back. There you go. Now lower the nose for me. There we go. We want airspeed. So Lucian, go ahead, put your feet on the pedals down there. Heels on the floorboards. I want you to climb straight out at 75 miles per hour. So that's about 70, so lower that nose a little bit. Ease the stick forward for me. There you go, good. And so the first thing I want you to do is you're going to learn the sensitivity of the stick. Good, just like that. Up straight on out, looks perfect. So right now we're at about 70 to 75 miles an hour. We're climbing at about a couple hundred feet a minute. Good. And there's no one around us. All right, so let's try, we're gonna try a left-hand turn. And so ease the stick to the left. She's gonna roll to the left. You get the angle of bank that you want, stick to neutral. Back to the, perfect. Now look at that little black ball on the instrument panel. You'll notice it's right in the middle. You don't have to use any left rudder to help this airplane go to the left. The torque of the engine will do that for you. Good. We'll roll the wings back to level. Let's try a right-hand turn. Shallow angle of bank. Good. Stick to neutral. Perfect. Now look at that little black ball. It's out to the right a little bit, so add a little right rudder pedal pressure until that ball comes back in the middle. Keep the turn going. Let's go this way. There you go. Good. Now, a lot of the maneuvers that we're going to be doing today are ground reference maneuvers. Looking over the side of the airplane, you can see which direction we're flying. There's a road right up here. It's east and west. You'll see it. This little fence line here, east and west. There's also north and south roads. Let's make a right-hand turn. Let's go to the south. There's a little fence line right here. It's north and south. Good. Let's try a left-hand turn. Let's go back to the east. Shallow angle of bank, about 20 degrees. Good, perfect. So you can see that it's pretty sensitive and roll. Yeah. Let's try another right-hand turn. Now, right now we're at about 600 feet above the ground. We want to continue our climb at 75. We're going to go up to 1,800 feet above sea level, or 1,000 feet above the ground. Remember to add a little right rudder on this right-hand turn. There you go. Roll the wings back to level here. Let's make a left-hand turn. And actually, we're here at about, we're here at 1,800 feet here, so. And here, there's a road right down below you. I want you to fly parallel. If there's one road there, there's one road over here. Let's go to the east. Now, I'm going to gently bring the power back a little bit. Now, the only way to know when you're level is look out here, look to your left. When our wings are parallel, so lower the nose a little bit. When our wings are parallel to the horizon, there you go, that's level flight right there. Perfect. I brought the power back. All right. Well, here we are at 1,000 feet above the ground. What we'll do is let's do a 180-degree turn to your left. Let's go a little steeper, a 30-degree angle of bank turn. 10, 20, 30. Perfect. Stick to neutral. Around you go. So this is 90 degrees here, 180 is right here. Great job. Keep it going. Beautiful. Super. Let's try one of those to your right. Same thing. 180 degree turn to your right, 30 degree angle of bank turn. Perfect. Nice job. That's 90 degrees there. There's that road that's right underneath you. When we're parallel with that, we'll roll the wings to level. Good, we'll roll the wings to level here. How you feeling? Pretty good?
Oh, pretty good.
All right, focus in at this point on those wires that are directly ahead of you. We're going to do a 360 degree turn to your left. Put that left wire up there parallel with the horizon and a little bit above the horizon, and that'll be a level turn. You don't have to use any left rudder on this one. Parallel and a little bit above. So bring the nose up a little bit more. Bring the nose up, up some more, up. Right there is perfect. That's 90 degrees. Keep it going to your left. We'll do a 360. This is perfect. Look at this road, right? That's 180. You're halfway done. $270 degrees is there. $360 degrees is here. Beautiful job. Let's try one to your right. Same thing, but remember, you'll have to add a little right rudder on this one. Good. And I love what you're doing. You notice you're looking outside the airplane all the time now. That's how you do it. Good. That's 90 degrees. Bring the nose up a little more. $180 degrees is there. $270 degrees is there. $360 degrees is here. And then we'll roll the wings back to level. Great. Now, at this point of our flight, you should start feeling a little bit more comfortable. You feeling okay?
Yeah.
Good. Look at your altimeter. On those two turns, we lost about, 200 feet. So I'm going to give you some more power. We'll go back up a little higher. And we'll level off at 1,800 feet. There you go. All right. Now, the next maneuver we're going to do is that lazy 8 that we did in the new standard, and we also talked about it at the Air Zoo. So what we'll do is I'll come on the controls with you. We'll do one of these to the left together. I'll show you how to do it. Then I'll have you do a series of these on your own. So here I am with you. We're going to start off with a shallow turn to our left. That's all the angle of bank you want. We'll bring the nose up. Good. Now freeze the stick right here. Don't move the stick. Don't move your feet. Gravity will pull the nose through the horizon on its own. Now listen to the airplane. You'll hear it speed up. There's 80, 85, 90, 95, there's 100. We'll roll the wings to level. We'll bring the nose up, and you're going the other direction. I think you like that. You're smiling.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and level the airplane. Lower the nose. Lower the nose back to level flight. All right, airplane's yours. So lower the nose some more. I want you to speed it up to about 85 miles an hour. All right, wings level, wings level. All right, there's your speed. Shallow angle of bank, good. Now bring the nose up. Good, now hold the stick right there. Don't move anything. It slows down. Gravity will pull the nose through the horizon on its own. Start going to your right and bring the nose up. There's about 2 G's maybe on the bottom end of that. Nice. Good. Okay, Let's try one of those to the right. The only difference is I want you to use a little right rudder pedal pressure over the top. Okay? So lower the nose. Get yourself some more speed. Not too, hold on. Let's go back to level flight. There you go. Remember, we're looking for shallow angle of bank, about a 10-degree angle. All right, let's try one to your right. Shallow angle of bank. There you go. Stick to neutral. There. Now bring the nose up. Up, 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 up. Good. Hold it right there. A little right rudder pedal pressure here. Nice. And then we'll roll the wings back to level. Very good. Okay. So now what we want to do is let's do one of those to the right. Follow, actually we'll go to the left. One to the left, followed by one to the right. No stopping in between the two. I'll talk you through it. Whenever you're ready, Lucian, let's try it. So shallow angle of bank, bring the nose up. Hold the stick right there. Beautiful. That's nice and steep. Start rolling it to your right. And do the same thing to your right. Shallow angle of bank to your right. Up you go. Up, bring the stick back, up. There you go. Hold the stick right there. Push on that right rudder. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. There you go. You got a helper over the top. Start rolling it back to your left. You'll bring that nose on up. And that's a lazy 8 all by yourself. So at this point, you probably understand what I mean when I say you can really hear the airplane slow down and you can speed up. You can hear it speed up, and it's seat of the pants flying. So what do you think so far? Does it fly like you thought it was going to fly? Is it better?
It's better.
Yeah. It's easy, isn't it?
Not really. You must be patient. You must understand everything you're doing, you know?
Right. Well, let go of the stick for me for a second, and then look at me in the mirror. It's so easy you don't have to fly it. Lucian, let's do a 100 airplane George. Let's do a 180. Let's go back to the north. Now, back in World War II, you would have been expected to solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. Now, if you could not do that, they gave you 2 more hours of training. If you still couldn't solo the airplane, they kicked you out. All right, so we'll roll the wings back to level here. Now, this last maneuver we're going to be doing here is our slow flight portion of our flight experience. So the idea on this is not to look at the instruments, but to use your ears, okay? So what I'm going to gently do is bring the power back. Your job is to keep the wings level, just like they are right now. Trying to get rid of some of the engine sound. It's pretty loud out there. Okay, so gently lower the nose. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little more. There you go. Now tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. You hear that?
Yeah.
Great. So right now you're going about 90 miles per hour. All right, so bring it back to level flight. Good, now listen to it. Do you hear it slowing down?
Yeah.
Good, bring the nose up some more. Now let's start going uphill. There you go. When it stalls, hold the stick right where it's at. Watch what it does. Here's your stall right here. So the nose falls on its own. Wow, that was docile. Now listen to the airplane. You'll hear it speed up.
Yeah.
And then watch what the nose does. It starts coming back up on its own. So that's a stall. The idea behind that is you really want to know what to expect. If you ever inadvertently stall an airplane, so you want to lower that nose, or it's going to stall again. So you ease the stick forward a little bit. There you go. But you want to know what the airplane sounds like when it goes fast. You want to know what the airplane sounds like when it goes slow. And you really want to know what to expect if you ever inadvertently stall it. And that's how to fly Stearman. That's up and down, left and right, and that's fast and slow. That's it. I can't really teach you anything more other than how to do a landing and a takeoff, and that's just practice. But flying is supposed to be fun.
Oh,
This is a beautiful day. It's up here at 75 degrees.
Perfect.
Oh, it's lovely. Now, listen, we have 5 minutes, I'm sorry, 10 minutes left to fly before we have to head back. Believe it or not, you've been flying now for 15 minutes. And it goes really, really fast. But this is the opportunity to have some fun. So if you want to try some more turns, we can try some more turns, lazy eights. Or if you just want to fly it around, that's fine as well. There you go. So the deal was you would fly the Stearman for right around 65 hours in your primary training syllabus. From the Stearman, you would go into the BT-13, the basic trainer. You'd fly that for 100 hours. Night flight, instrument training, and formation work in that. From there, the Texan, T6 Texan, 100 hours in that, and then you go to the P-51 Mustang. Very good. Okay, your altimeter says about right around 1,400 feet. That's fine. We don't have to go up any higher. Let's try a 360-degree turn, and let's see how close to 1,500 feet we can be. My altimeter says 1,500. I think that's what yours says as well. Let's try a 45-degree angular bank. There you go. Good. Keep it coming left. We'll call this 90 degrees. Good, perfect. Remember, to get your pilot's license, you have to do this maneuver here. That's 180 degrees is there. You can see these section lines right down here. 270 degrees is there. Good. 360 degrees here. Super job. Let's try one to your right. Same thing. 360 to your right. There you go. Good. Keep it coming right. That's 90 degrees. Keep it coming to your right. Degrees is there. You're doing great. And you're looking outside the airplane all the time. 270 degrees is there. Another 90 degrees to go. Good. Roll the wings back to level. And then look at your altimeter. We lost about, 50, 60 feet? So guess what? That would have passed on your private pilot check ride.
Thank you.
Nice job. And this is your first official flight lesson, and you're passing things that would be on your check ride. Super, that's great.
Thank you.
All right, we got a little town down here below us. I don't know what town that is, but let's put on a little air show for them. Right now we're at about, 800 feet. Let's try a lazy 8. Let's do it to your left. So lower the nose, get a little bit more airspeed. Good, shallow angle and bank. Bring the nose up. Bring the stick back. There you go. Up we go, over the top. That's what I'm talking about right there. Beautiful. And then start going to your right. And the same thing to your right. That was nice. Bring the nose up. And a little right rudder right here. Very nice. This is why we fly open cockpit biplanes. It's fun to fly. It's very, very safe on a beautiful day like today. I should have worn shorts. It would have been a little nicer. Let's make a left-hand turn, and I want you to follow this road back to the west. Now tell me this, how did you feel on that stall? Were you okay with the stall?
Yeah.
Okay, let's climb back up a little higher. Remember, she climbs at 75 miles per hour. I'll give you a little bit more power. There we go, there's 70. she's climbing. Remember, on a climb, I brought the power in, so you want to add a little bit of right rudder pedal pressure to keep that ball in the middle. There you go. We'll go up to 1,700 feet. There we go. All right. So I'm going to push you because you're doing great. So I want you to lower the nose a little bit, keep the wings level. Let's try another stall. So we'll do a power on stall. Leave the power right where it's at, and this simulates what would happen if we took off and we went up too steeply, okay? So go ahead and bring the nose up a little bit. There you go. Now look out here. Look how steep you're going up. So it's a pretty steep angle of attack. Bring the nose up a little bit more. There you go. Hold it right there. Here's your stall. Here. It drops and then the nose comes right back up. No problem, huh? It's not a problem, but you really want to, you wouldn't want to do that low to the ground. So, not what you want to do. Were you okay with that stall? All right, so let's roll the wings to level, to the right. Let's try this. This is what it sounds like, so lower the nose for me a little bit. Lower the nose, keep it flying. This is what it's going to sound like when we land. It's pretty quiet. So bring the nose up now. Tell me when you can smell the exhaust fumes. Come on back on the stick, come on back, come on back, come on. No, back. Back. There you go. There's your stall there. And then we bring the power back in and away we go. It's really coming down fast. So you've done everything. In fact, you've done more. You've done 3 stalls today, steep turns, lazy 8s. And we've now been flying for 21 minutes. Now, let me ask you this. In World War II, you would have been expected to solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. Do you think you could solo it between 8 and 12 hours of instruction? Yeah, of course you could. You've been flying now for 20 minutes and you fly the airplane well and you feel comfortable, which is important. I love it. Looks great. Let's make a left-hand turn. I want you to head back to the west. And you can see what west is right here. This is north and south, east and west. And there's that little grass airstrip right there. Very good. So you like my toy?
Oh, yes.
What they say is that if it's not Boeing, I'm not going. So this is Boeing right here. Well, listen, we have about 2 more minutes before we have to head back towards Kalamazoo Airport. So whatever else you'd like to do, if you're up here just flying around, if you want to do another maneuver or two, whatever you'd like. And then once we get back going towards Kalamazoo, I'm going to have you fly the pattern to land. So all the stuff you learned how to do here today, we'll be doing that low to the ground. Do you see this little airport right here? Little grass runway?
Yes.
Lucian, are you glad you did this today?
Oh, yes. Very nice.
Good. Very good. I'm happy to hear that.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Was part of my bucket list.
You're too young to have a bucket list.
Never know.
Yeah, you never know. It's true. I guess you're right. Maybe I should have a bucket list. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let's try. Let's do one more lazy 8 before we head on back. So a shallow angle of bank. Good. Bring the nose up. There you go. But this is the best one you've done so far. It's perfect. That's lovely. Good. Start going to your right. Same thing to your right. Perfect. I love it. Good job. And add a little right rudder here. There's 110 miles an hour. You can really hear this thing speeding up downhill. Lovely. Okay. So what I'm going to want you to do is let's climb up to 1,600 feet. 1,600 feet. Remember to maintain that airspeed so it doesn't stall on us. There you go. Now the Kalamazoo Airport is off your right wing. It's hard to see it, but let's make a right-hand turn. Let's go that way. There you go. This is good right here. Now, let's talk about our pattern work. The reason why I wanted you to do all those maneuvers and listen to the airplane is because in the pattern to land, we don't care about what the airspeed indicator says. We are listening to the airplane. All right. The other thing is in the pattern to land, you know this from your flight simulator experience, the steeper your angle of bank, the higher your stall speed. When we're low to the ground, we want shallow angle of bank turns. We don't want anything really, really steep. Because if we stall it low to the ground, bad news. Okay? So I'm going to give the tower a call. Just keep heading directly for the middle of the airport. It's right over the nose. Kalamazoo Tower, Stearman 1. We are 4 miles southeast inbound landing 17.
Stearman 1, Kalamazoo Tower, wind 2005, runway 17, clear to land.
Cleared to land 17, Stearman 1. All right, so the tower, there's no one around, so the tower has actually cleared us to land this far out. So here's what we're going to do. There's your runway. So lower the nose a little bit. We're going to get close to the runway. Then we're going to make a right-hand turn. You'll fly parallel to the runway, left and left. So it's a big rectangle in the sky. There you go. This is good, right? Just keep getting a little closer to the airport. There you go. Now, our pattern altitude today...
Wind 2408, runway 23 is also available.
Yeah, well, we can take 23.
Stearman 1, change to runway 23, clear to land.
Clear to land 23, Stearman 1. All right, so the tower just called back and said the winds shifted a little bit. So we're going to land on runway 23. So go a little, which is a different runway. So go a little bit more to your right. Off your right wing, you'll see some railroad tracks. Right here, you're actually parallel to them right here. Fly this direction. You're doing great. So you adjust your rate of descent by using the throttle. And I'll take care of that for you today. You adjust your speed by using pitch. So if we're going slow, you have to lower the nose. If we're going fast, you bring the nose up. Lucian, over here we have two runways. This one here, that's the runway we took off from. We're going to land on a different runway. It's the one that goes across your main runway. So lower the nose a little bit. You'll see it. It says 23 on the end. Just keep going straight. You see that runway? It says 23. Okay, so we're going to go this direction. Don't turn, and then I'm going to have you make a left-hand turn, and you'll line it up there with the runway there. Now, at this point, you're going 75 miles an hour, which is perfect. You can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. Lower that nose a little tiny bit more. There you go. Now you can really hear it. We're a little high, so I'm going to bring the power back. It'll start coming down here. There we go. Now it's coming down. So line up the airplane with 23. On the left side of the runway there, you have 4 white lights, which means you're fine as far as your glide slope goes. Let's let it come on down. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it from here. All right, so put your feet on the pedals. If you want to hold the stick, you can. You feel what I'm doing. Now listen to it. Just like that stall that we did. Make sure your feet are on the floorboards. We're listening to it, and we're on the ground now.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, it's not over yet. We got to keep it going straight.
I
And
know,
on a day like today, it's pretty simple because there's really no wind. Lucian, did you have fun?
Oh, yes. I never expected to have so much fun.
Stearman 1, taxi to the air by Alpha Bravo, cross runway 27.
Alpha Bravo 27 for Stearman 1. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to have you taxi this thing. We got a ways to taxi, so put your feet back on those pedals, heels on the floor. I'm going to give you a little instruction. We want to go, we're going to the left, so we look to the right. So you can see ahead of it, start coming back to the right.
Okay.
So you got it. Keep it nice and slow for you. This is going to be the hardest part of the flight. Good. Then we look left. There you go. So you can see when I say that it's the greatest trainer ever, you can see why I can say that, because you know you went from never having really flown to being comfortable in the airplane really quickly. There you go, looking great. The tower gave us permission to cross this runway up here. So we're going to make this right-hand turn. So we'll start coming right. Watch that light there. There you go. And then we'll go straight. Yep, just keep it coming to your right. We want to go that way. There you go. Doing good. The only time when this airplane can get hurt is when it's on the ground.
Okay,
so we're never in a hurry with it ever. Good. As you can see, it takes some concentration. It really does. So yeah, keep it coming to the right. Now here's the middle of the runway off your right. It's a workout.
Yeah. Sometimes you have a little bit of gap. And you don't realize.
Right, let's go back to your right. Yep, so there's the middle, center line. So let's go right, let's go kind of ease it to your right a little bit there. There you go. That's why I say living in Florida, it's safer, because you're not going to, if you hit one, you're not going to damage anything.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you can see the next taxiway is where we're going to be going. There you go. Looks like you're getting the hang of it. Okay, now come on to your right here. And straight on in.
What I'm doing.
It's hard. I'll tell you what, I'll take it from here. We're going to put this thing right back in the middle, and then we'll swing it around. Great job.
Oh.
You're going to sleep well tonight.
Oh, yes.
So we'll spin it around.
Wow. What experience.
Great job.
Oh, thank you. Wow.